What's good, gamers? It's your host, S.H.I.N.O, and I'd just like to say a happy new year to everybody on the channel, and that this video has been sponsored by Microsoft. I mean Sega. I mean. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your host, S.H.I.N.O, and you are now watching MVP Magazine. So, after all the rumors, after all the waiting, after all the speculation, Forza Festival is finally coming to the PlayStation. Now, in a blog post shared by the developers themselves, they state that the Forza Horizon Festivals welcomes a new community of players. Wow. Now, before we get into what this means for the Xbox brand and all the doom and gloom nonsense, let's just talk about the game itself. Forza and the Horizon series has definitely always been one of the bright spots and highlights of the Xbox brand, and pretty much has been seen as one of the big three along Halo and Gears. Now, so far, it looks like the PlayStation version will be a kind of greatest hits Game of the Year edition of the game, featuring a ton of content which has been released over the past 3 years. But some content, like the Hot Reels and the Rally Adventures expansions, will still be available to purchase. Another thing which I find really interesting is that this game is being ported, so it's not being made by the original developers, even though they are working in conjunction. So it's got Turn 10 and Playground Games working with Panic Button to bring the game to PlayStation. Now, usually when we hear that a game is a port, it can be a little bit of bad news.
No, God! No, God, please!
But for those who are worried, have no fear, as the developers of this port seem to be Panic Button. And if you know anything about them, they're just on point. Ever since their epic port of Doom to the Switch, they have been the people to go to, which means two things. One, we can pretty much rest assured that this game is going to be good. We know that it's going to run flawlessly, and that Microsoft are actually bringing their games to the PlayStation really seriously, and they're sparing no expense to make sure that they actually come out well. Now, there also will be some new content in the form of something called Realms, which seems to be a playlist kind of feature which takes the curated content from all seasons of the game and puts it in a nice online playlist for everybody to play. And talking of online play, another cool feature is that this game will be cross-platform, so everybody, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation should be able to play together, which is dope. And Forza Horizon 5 will be hitting the PlayStation 5 in spring this year. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the sales of this game will affect how quickly Microsoft bring other games like Halo, Gears of War to the PlayStation and other systems, because it does not look like the Xbox console is Microsoft's focus. But we know Microsoft are all about that money, baby.
Buy that too! Microsoft will acquire you! We don't need to make good games, we have so much money!
Now, even though this is an older game, it came out quite a while ago, this is still one of the faces of Xbox. This is still one of the big three. Forza has definitely become part of the Xbox identity over the years. So what does this mean for the console? This means that Microsoft want more money.
We have so much fucking money! Mojang, 2.5 billion, ZeniMax, 7.5 billion, Activision, Blizzard King, 69 billion!
Now, if you consider yourself a fan of Xbox hardware, and me personally, I do consider myself someone who likes Xbox hardware, this isn't exactly a good sign. I mean, if you look at their new marketing where it's touting everything like laptops, phones, televisions, even Amazon Fire Sticks to be an Xbox, it just looks like Microsoft overall are just pivoting away from having a dedicated console in the space. Because I'm not gonna lie, them putting their games everywhere allows them to make more money. But what does it do for the console gamer? But do you know one good thing that's coming from this? The fact that Gran Turismo is actually going to have to put its money where its mouth is. Now that Forza and Gran Turismo are in the same place, they're both going to have to play ball. You know what I'm saying? Both Gran Turismo and Forza aren't going to be able to rest on their laurels anymore. And they're both going to have to really compete for the racer's dollar. So this is going to be really cool. We're actually going to see the best of the best rise to the top. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. Do you think that Forza coming to PlayStation is a bad deal? Do you think that this is the beginning of the end for Microsoft and the Xbox brand altogether? Or are you happy about all of this? Let me know what you think. Anyway, how about your boy, Show Santana out. Peace.